Hey, Story Hill. So, 2 years ago, I stood in this exact spot and made a video. What a difference 2 years has made. And as we come to 2026, I've been thinking a lot about the beauty of music. You knew I was going to say that. We've all been part of a musical performance or listened to a song that we wish we could hear again and again and again. The beauty of music is that a number of individuals are all making interrelated decisions, when to play and when not to play. And as the individuals make those decisions, they come together as a band, as an orchestra, with well-chosen notes and well-chosen rests. As we come to 2026, after 2025, an incredible year, a disorienting year really, of doing ministry together, we come to 2026 and we remember the most important thing. The most important thing is not that we have a building now. The most important thing is that God is doing something in this world. We see that clearly as we look around. Jesus continues to make and mature disciples, and He has given us this tool for ministry at 490 South Main Street to be part of that ministry, to be an outpost and a launching pad for the ministry of Jesus. And may we never forget, God is doing something in this world and invites us to be part of that, to join Him in the work that He is doing, that He might infuse our days with a great purpose to be His ministers of reconciliation. And so in our congregation that has been through a lot of change, a lot of good change, aligned to our calling change, and a lot of change, where newcomers might want to settle for simply receiving the ministry of the church, where long-timers, some of us are not sure where we fit right now, may all of us find a way in 2026 to say a fresh yes to joining God's work at Story Hill. Now for you, that may mean that you say yes to a new to you opportunity within the church. For you, that may mean you look at the ways you're already engaged and say a hearty yes to continuing to engage in those ways. But we are not just going through the motions of church. We are actively joining God in the work that He is doing. And at the same time, we need to continue to cultivate a culture in which it is right and good to say no or not now. As we are presented with new opportunities, as the church has great opportunities before us, we have to be willing to sometimes say no and not now so that we can say a better yes to what God would have us to do. And so this is how I believe we continue to be that beautiful orchestra, that band He wants us to be. Individuals making decisions about well-chosen notes and well-chosen rests. Because in the end, we do this together. We worship together, we grow together, we serve together. It's a beautiful thing to be on God's mission together, to do life together. And so in this year of doing ministry together, the beauty of together is nobody has to do everything. Nobody gets everything they want, but nobody has to do everything. We do this together. May we experience this year the beauty of Ephesians 4:16, which says that Christ is the head of the church, and from Christ comes the whole body, held together by every supporting ligament, that we would grow and be built up in love as each part does its work. May you find your meaningful work to do this year as part of Story Hill Church, and may we grow up in love and be built up in love this year. One last thing I wanted to say to you is to give you a quick update on our By Faith Vision projects. We are ahead of schedule in the funds that have come in for this Over and Above campaign here in the life of the church. And so we are about $100,000 to $200,000 short of being able to buy the adjacent property that we've talked about. You'll remember we have an option on that property which would expire in about a year, and so that's where we feel the most urgency in the By Faith campaign. We anticipate being able to buy that in the first half of this new year if funds continue to come in as they have been. And then we can slow down and do the quiet and prayerful and listening work of discerning exactly how God would have us to use that additional land in the near term and in the long term in partnership with our elected officials here in Davidson. At that point, the focus of the funds of that campaign turn more to church planting and paying down and ultimately paying off our mortgage. If you don't know much about By Faith, that's okay. You can learn about it on our website. But the most important step you can take if By Faith is a totally new idea to you, find a way to say your fresh yes in the life of the church, that you might be more engaged in what God is doing in this world, and that you would take that step by faith. I look forward to an awesome 2026 with all of you. It's a privilege to partner in ministry.